The truth nobody wants to hear is this. At some point, you're going to be alone. No cheers, no support, no one checking if you're okay, just you and the work. And that's where most people fall apart, because they've been trained to depend on others, validation, approval, comfort. They need someone to clap before they move, someone to believe before they act. But life doesn't work like that. Sometimes, you have to walk into the fire by yourself. You have to wake up early with no one watching. You have to push harder when nobody cares. You have to keep going when the world is silent, because greatness is built in isolation. Not in crowds, not in noise, not in attention, in silence, in solitude. In those moments where it's just you versus your limits. And that's uncomfortable. That's where doubt gets louder. That's where your mind starts questioning everything. Is this worth it? Why am I doing this? Does anyone even notice? Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. Because you're not doing this for them. You're doing this for you. For the version of you that refuses to stay average. For the version of you that knows there's more inside. For the version of you that's tired of excuses and ready to evolve. But evolution? It's a lonely path. Friends disappear. Support fades. People misunderstand you. They won't see the vision. They won't feel the hunger. They won't understand why you're pushing so hard. And that's okay. Because this journey was never meant for everyone. It was meant for the few who are willing to suffer in silence and still keep going. You feel alone? Good. That means you're finally facing yourself. No distractions, no hiding, no escape. Just you and the truth. And the truth is simple. You either rise or you stay the same. There's no middle ground here. You don't become strong by being surrounded by comfort. You don't build resilience by always having support. Strength is built when you have nobody and you still show up. That's where you prove who you are. Not when it's easy, not when it's convenient, but when it's hard, when it's quiet, when it feels like nobody would notice if you stopped. But you don't stop, because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it because you said you would, and that matters. Your word matters. The promises you make to yourself matter, because every time you break them, you weaken your identity. And every time you keep them, you build trust with yourself. That's power, real power. The ability to rely on yourself, no matter what. So when the world goes silent, when the support disappears, when the motivation fades, you don't panic. You don't quit. You lock in. You go deeper. You become stronger because now it's just you. And that's all you ever needed. There will be nights when it feels heavy, when the silence isn't peaceful. It's loud. When your thoughts echo and every doubt feels amplified. No messages, no encouragement, no one reminding you why you started. Just you, questioning everything. This is the moment most people break. They reach for distractions. They run back to comfort. They look for someone to save them from the pressure. But you stay. You sit in it. You face it. Because a savage understands something powerful. Loneliness is not a weakness, it's a weapon. It strips away the noise. It removes the masks. It forces you to meet the real version of yourself. And that version? It's either disciplined or it's soft. There's nowhere to hide now. No one to impress. No one to blame. Just raw truth. And in that truth, you have a choice. You can crumble or you can build. You can let the silence break you, or you can let it shape you. Because every moment you spend alone, you're either reinforcing weakness or forging strength. Think about that. Every hour, every decision, every action, you're becoming someone. The question is, who? Because identity is not built in front of people. It's built when nobody is around, when no one is watching. That's who you really are. And if you can dominate those moments, if you can stay disciplined, focused, and relentless when it's just you, then nothing can stop you. Because now you're not dependent on motivation. You're not dependent on validation. You're not dependent on anyone. You've become self-sufficient. And that's dangerous, because a person who doesn't need external fuel becomes unstoppable. You don't need hype. You don't need applause. You don't need approval. You have standards. And standards don't negotiate. Standards don't care how you feel. Standards demand execution. So even when it's quiet, you move. Even when it's lonely, you work. Even when it's hard, you push. Because that's the standard you set for yourself. And you don't break your standards, not anymore. That version of you is gone. Now you're building something stronger. A mindset that doesn't fold. A work ethic that doesn't slow down. A discipline that doesn't depend on circumstances. And it's happening right now. In these moments of isolation. In these hours of silence. In these battles that nobody sees. This is where you earn it. Not in public. In private. Because one day, the world will see the results. They'll see the success. They'll see the transformation. And they'll think it happened overnight. They won't see these moments. They won't feel this pressure. They won't understand this level of commitment. But you will. Because you lived it. Because you chose it. Because when it was just you, you didn't quit. And this is where the shift happens. Quietly, slowly, then all at once. You stop feeling alone and you start feeling focused. You stop needing noise and you start craving silence. Because now you understand something most people never will. Solitude is where you sharpen your edge. This is where your mind becomes stronger than your emotions. Where your standards become louder than your excuses. Where your identity is no longer something you talk about. It's something you live. Because now, when the excuses show up, you don't listen. When doubt creeps in, you don't entertain it. When your body says stop, your mind says go. And you go. That's the shift. That's when you stop being controlled and start taking control. Because before, you needed people. You needed energy. You needed the right mood. Now, you need nothing. You've built something internal, something unshakable. Something that doesn't depend on the outside world. And that's where real power comes from. Not from followers, not from attention, from self-mastery, from discipline, from the ability to show up no matter what. Even when it's boring, even when it's repetitive, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because you know something they don't. You know that change is happening. Under the surface, quietly, like a blade being sharpened in the dark. Nobody hears it. Nobody sees it. But when it's time to strike, it cuts deep. That's you. That's what you're becoming. Every rep, every hour, every day you refuse to quit. You're getting sharper, stronger, more dangerous. And here's the part that most people will never understand. You don't need recognition anymore. You don't need someone to tell you you're doing good. Because you feel it in your discipline, in your consistency, in your refusal to break. That's your validation, and it's enough, more than enough. Because when your confidence comes from within, it can't be taken from you. Not by failure, not by criticism, not by silence. Nothing touches it. And that's what makes you different. That's what separates you from the crowd. Because while they're chasing approval, you're chasing growth. While they're waiting to be seen, you're building in the dark. While they're talking, you're becoming. And that gap? It's getting wider every single day because they stop when it's quiet. You thrive in it. They need people. You need purpose. They fear being alone. You use it. That's the difference. That's why you win. Because you've mastered the one place most people are afraid to go, inside yourself. And once you conquer that, there's nothing left to fear. Now understand this, the world is going to test you again. Just because you've built strength in isolation doesn't mean the battle is over. It means the battle is evolving, because eventually you step back into the noise, back into people, back into pressure, back into a world that will try to pull you back into who you used to be. Old habits will whisper. Old environments will tempt you. Old versions of yourself will try to come back. But this time, you're not the same. This time, you've seen what you're capable of when it's just you. You've felt that discipline. You've built that edge. You've proven something to yourself that nobody can take away. So when the distractions return, you don't fold. When the comfort calls, you don't answer. When the world tries to slow you down, you keep moving forward. Because now it's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about protecting who you've become. That's the next level. Not building discipline, defending it. not finding strength, maintaining it. Because it's easy to become strong in a moment. It's hard to stay strong for a lifetime. But that's what separates the elite. Consistency. Relentless consistency. Day after day. Year after year. No matter what changes around you, you don't change your standards. You don't lower your expectations. You don't negotiate with weakness. Because you know what it took to get here. The lonely nights. The silent battles. The moments you wanted to quit, but didn't. That wasn't luck. That was you. And you don't disrespect that version of yourself by going backwards. Not now. Not ever. So you keep showing up. Even when it's inconvenient. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when nobody else understands. Because you're not chasing comfort. You're chasing greatness. And greatness requires a different mindset. A different level of focus. A different standard of execution. And that's who you are now. Someone who does what needs to be done, regardless. Someone who doesn't wait for the perfect moment because you create it. Someone who doesn't rely on others because you've learned to rely on yourself. And that right there, that's freedom. Real freedom. The ability to stand alone and still stand strong. The ability to move forward without needing anything external. The ability to face the world, knowing you've already conquered yourself. So when they ask you how you did it, when they look at your life and wonder how you became so focused, so disciplined, so unbreakable, you won't need to explain much. Because the truth is simple. You learned how to be alone. You learned how to fight your battles in silence. You learned how to keep going when nobody was there. And in that solitude, you became something rare, something dangerous, something unstoppable. So stand tall, stay locked in, keep pushing. Because you didn't come this far to blend in. You came this far to rise above. And now there's only one thing left to do. Go all the way. No fear, no excuses, no limits. Just you at your absolute best. And when the world finally sees what you've built, they'll call it talent. They'll call it luck. But you'll know the truth. You did it alone.